Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Exciting shave today. I've just had an unboxing with a WECK stainless steel army issue med prep shavette. There were 11 blades, one in the razor. This is new old stock, it's never been touched. I've had a real good look over it and it looks absolutely brand new spanking. Now I've cleaned this razor blade up and I've stropped it ever so lightly on a really nice soft leather belt that I've got as recommended by Johan over at Shave and Butcher. I'm going to give it a crack. I don't know how good this blade's going to perform. If it's not up to scratch, I will use this and wait on my Kismet blades coming from Sweden. Sweden, I don't know why I keep doing that. What a dickhead. Right, the soap. Excuse me, I'm a little bit clogged up today. Is this Swedish Witch, black pepper, and this is her tallow version. Her lard and lanolin version. So it is her version of Mitchell's Wool Fat. Sarah Lundström over in Sweden. Lovely lady, a bit mental, but I think most of the Swedes are really, to be honest. I don't really know a normal Swede, you know, just a normal Joe Blow Swede. They're all a bit tapped. I think that's probably why there's such a great race over there, such a great country. Right, I've got it sat in this little bowl. It does come in a puck. Now, it smells like black pepper. Surprise, surprise. It's not a strong scent, it's really light. It's like a 3 on the scale of scent, but it's the performance I'm more interested in this one. So what I'm going to do, clean my face. Now on the upside, I don't have a lot of growth, so hopefully I won't need to blast into this too much with sort of aggression, if you know what I mean. So it's been soaking for about 2 or 3 minutes now. I'm just going to pour the bloom water out and just rub it on my face and neck. I shall be back in 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. I just had to sort the young bloke out. He's just got in from school, so I've just put the bloom water on, as you saw, instantly. An instant, see you later, come back. The brush for today came round in the rotation. I used it recently as well, because I love it. It's the Shave Mac 26mm unique silver tip. Beautiful little brush, really nice to use. Creates a wonderful lather. And I have used this brush with the Swedish Witch several times, and I've always had great lathers from it. Now I will say I'm not a massive fan of pucks, because you really, to get the full benefit out of a puck, in my opinion, you should really either lather it in your hand, which I don't enjoy, it's too messy, or squish it into a tub. I don't have any tubs, so I'm just going with lathering it in a little bowl here. So it's going to take a little bit longer, it'll probably be a little bit messier. As you can see, I thought you can see, look this how, look, the brush is stuck to it.
Dada?
What, mate?
Today I was like...
And we're back again. I just want to have a shave. I've been fucking cooking all day. Right, this is far too much soap in this brush, I think. But I'm going to go with it, see what happens. I am going to take the puck out now, if I can. Come on, here you come. Maybe I have to dunt it. There we go. Just so I can scoop all this lather off and apply it to the face, and then I can sit the soap aside to dry. Now the Swedish Witch is made in Sweden, given the name, by Sarah Lundström, and I have used her vegetal base. I think it's absolutely fantastic. One of the best vegan bases on the market. You can see how much I've got just from this one so far. I'm just making a mess now. To be honest with you, this is probably the worst time for me to have a shave, because I am very tired today. But you know, sometimes the excitement of your gear just kicks in. The scent, there's a scent there. When it's lathered up, if you said to me that was black pepper, or you said to me, what does that smell like? I don't think I would pick it as black pepper, to be honest with you. I think that because I know it's black pepper scented, my nose is searching for that scent and finding it, but I think if you just gave it to me, I don't know. No, I don't think I would pick black pepper from that. But it doesn't smell unpleasant or anything, it just doesn't smell of anything that I would say it smells like this, or that brings back memories of that, or you know, that sort of thing. It's just a nice scent. It's quite clean. The reason I went with black pepper today is because it's very, very cold. I thought a nice sort of black pepper for me is always a scent I associate with colder weather. Sorry, I use black pepper on everything pretty much, but when it's colder, I just generally load up on it, on anything. Right, let's dip the tips. Start putting some water into this lard-based soap from Sarah Lundström, the Swedish witch. Just going to dip the tips again. Now, I haven't heard anything from Sarah regarding her website getting done. I know COVID-19 has caused problems for everyone. I would imagine it's pretty hard to get past the strict guidelines and things, especially in Sweden. Sweden's quite a strict country as far as I'm aware. To get it all up and running and get approval and things like that, to be able to sell beauty products like soaps and I could be totally wrong. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look like it's going to do much, so I'm hoping it's just going to go ka-ching and work. It just looks a little bit flat at the moment, but let's just keep adding water in it. It's definitely drinking the water. I've never had a problem with Swedish Witch, it's always lathered every time the vegetal base. Of course, this is tallow based or lard based with lanolin, which is extracted from the wool of a sheep. That needs more water, that's for sure. Now of course this is her version of Mitchell's wool fat in essence. However, as you can see, it's a lot easier to work with. It's pretty good. I'm just going to dip the brush and just paint some water in. This is something that I got from Jack over at Virtual Groomer. He does it with every soap, gets to a point, and then he paints water in. And it just adds that layer of moisture into the top bit of soap when you're brushing on your face. Well, that was very easy. As you can see, there's loads of it. It's a little bit airier than I thought it was going to be. In fact, it's a little lighter than I thought it was going to be. I actually think the vegetal base is more dense and a heavier soap, a heavier lather at least. I've just sat this soap on top of the paper that it came wrapped in, and it's got it stuck to there. I'm just going to sit it on that upside down part of the bowl. So very, very nice lather. Now to the razor. I'm looking forward to this and I'm a bit apprehensive. This looks rather aggressive compared to my Feather Artist Club. But one thing I will say about this WECK, this is a WECK sexto blade. This is a med prep one, as you can see from here. It is in new old stock condition. It's brand new, it's never been used. This is all solid steel. It's heavy. I'm so surprised at the weight. It's heavier than the, I believe it's heavier than the Feather Artist Club. It's a heavy, heavy razor. And here we go with the first ever stroke with it. I'm just going to dip it in the water. I'm going to fill the sink up again with some warm water. It is very cold today and I just want to put a bit of heat in the blade. I have stropped this blade, I've cleaned it as well. To be honest with you, I'm not the sort of bloke that's really that worried about germs. I never have been, I never will be. I'm one of those people that if you're going to catch something, you're going to catch it, you know, and sometimes it's best just to let your body take a whack and try and get better from it. I mean, the COVID-19 thing has been horrendous around the world. I like to think I'm a pretty fit, healthy bloke. I would be able to fight most things off. That being said, I might not be able to fight COVID-19 off, but that's the way I see it. I go into things positively and I would like to think I'd get through that type of thing. Sadly, a lot of people have lost loved ones and family and friends and things like that. It's been just unreal. Right, straight off the bat, one thing that I'm not a fan of with this razor is the short is this a tang? I think it's a tang. It's just too short. I like it a little bit longer so I can get two fingers on, but that's a sort of minor cosmetic thing. So I'm just going to dip the blade in the warm water and here we go. This is a vintage new old stock WECK Med Prep sexto blade and here we go. Even cutting, I don't even know if it's cutting, I have to be honest. I can feel it scraping along the hair. So as you can see, I've hydrated the lather enough because it's just touched it in the water and it just fell off. Right, under look. This is actually reasonably tricky to hold. What's the best way to do this? Is it a three finger one maybe? I don't know. It sounds like a straight razor. The Feather Artist Club doesn't. This has got a sort of nice audio feedback, I suppose you would call it. This feels, I'm quite surprised, it feels very much like a straight razor. It's actually very, very heavy. It's actually, for me, I think it's a bit too heavy. I think this would be uncomfortable to hold after a while. But I have to agree with Brown Man Shaves though and Johan that the blade itself feels nicer than the Feather Artist Club blade. This feels really nice. The lather on that side of my face is just drying just a little bit. Right, let's switch over to the left hand and here we go. it's certainly cutting. I think it'll be something that I'll need to sort of show more so with maybe a couple of days growth. Is it closer than the feather? Probably not. I don't think this actually feels quite as close as the feather. But for a first shave with it, very first pass with it, I don't think I've got any blood. Right, let's add a bit of moisture to the face. Oh, Jesus. Well, the residual slickness is pretty damn good. Wow. Yeah, it feels, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to this WECK razor, this vintage razor, this blade. It could be the blade. It doesn't feel like I've really had much of a shave. Let's see how we go in the second pass. But I'll tell you what, it is buttery smooth. It's got a lovely bit of feedback to it. It feels more like a straight razor. I thought I would prefer a heavier handle on it, but having now felt this one, I think it might just be a touch too heavy. Right, pass number 2 across the grain and against the grain. And here we go with this vintage WECK new old stock sexto blade. This stuff's really slick. I'm struggling to hold my skin big time with this. There we go. Superb. I think I just cut myself, but I don't know. We'll see how we go. I have to say, I think this feels more forgiving than the feather, surprisingly. I thought this would feel less forgiving. I can't grip my skin. I can't hold on to it because of the bloody silk. There we go. It's pretty damn good. I think the soap's pretty underhydrated as well, which isn't helping. It does feel a little bit dry, but oh, Jesus, I can't hold on to anything. With other soaps that you've seen before, I can generally grab hold of stuff and deal with it, but this does feel extra slick. I would say the feather has this definitely on being able to hold it. I think just based on that metric, this isn't quite as good, and that's just based on that one. Right, dry my thumb off, good style there. Right, let me just try a bit of Dave Card. I think this is sort of how it does it. Right. It feels like it's... Jesus, I think this soap's almost too bloody slick. I'm just struggling to hold onto the razor, onto my face, anything. Right, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to add a little bit of moisture into this lather for the final pass. It's just a little bit dry. I'm definitely taking longer to shave with this shevet because I'm being more careful with it. I will say again, it's definitely cutting. But once again, I don't feel quite as close as I do with the feather. But I am used to the feather. This does feel safer. As I said, I don't know why. You would think the look of it, and given that you've got the blade directly on your skin, there's no protection with you on this razor pretty much. I'm just going to paint a little bit of water in. Right, final pass, sort of. Certainly the feeling from this razor very much reminds me of a straight razor, it really does. The actual blade feels like a straight razor. I don't know how they've done it, but even though it's a surgical machined edge, it feels natural. I don't know how they've achieved that. Oh, that's my first weeper. But that's pretty good so far, I think, for Alright, let's get this shave finished. Jesus, mobile phone calls. I am having, I don't know whether it's to do with the razor, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a burn all over, so I think I might be reacting to the soap. Which won't be great if I am. I won't be very happy if I am. It feels very much like a straight razor. But I tell you what, even though those first couple of passes were a little bit, didn't feel like it got as close as the feather. It's still giving me a good shave. That stuff is so slick. Now, there is of course a chance that the burn I'm feeling is because of the blade being directly on the skin. I may have pushed too hard. It's got pretty close around the lip, that's for sure. But to be fair, I think for me, for a first time ever with a WECK, with an open surgically sharp blade like that, I think that's pretty damn good. I think I've got one weeper there, a couple there, and other than that, nothing else really. It's definitely, for me, it was a little bit more exhausting using it because I was concentrating a hell of a lot more than I would with the feather, because I'm better with it, more used to it. The feather it's more comfortable to hold. I think it's got a better balance in weight. This one feels quite heavy on the scales with the stainless steel. If you're looking for a heavy razor, this is the one. Definitely, it's got heaps of weight to it. Cleaning the brush out. Oh, just one more little splash of lather. My screen's gone real dull on my phone, my battery's about to go. Let's get this done and dusted. I'm actually very close around my lips. Now the burn that I had, that sort of overall burn, was there when the soap was on my face. It's now gone. It's not there at all. I don't actually notice it. My skin doesn't feel tight. It's got that one bloody weeper there. I think I got that like one of the last strokes I had there. One weeper. Those ones are pretty much healed up. Let's have a bit of, I tell you what, a lot of moisture in there. Well, the immediate post shave is highly moisturised. It feels brilliant. I'm really impressed with that. The slickness of the soap is really up there. I mean, is it a million times better than the vegetal base from Swedish Witch or all the others at the moment? Not really, no, I wouldn't say it is that, but it's definitely elite, as they would say, as Ruds would say, it's elite slickness, residual slickness. The post shave is brilliant. It's really top drawer post shave. I've actually got a really close shave there. I thought that's a lot closer than I thought it was, to be honest. It doesn't feel really too much different to the feather. What I will say is that's a more comfortable blade than the feather. It's definitely more comfortable on my skin. I felt safer with it. I felt like I wasn't going to be slicing myself home with it. Very odd sensation, given that that is an open, that blade is on there, that there's nothing altering the angle other than yourself. So very happy with it. So the soap was the Swedish Witch, as you know, black pepper, the tallow or the lard variant of her soap, and it is very good. It's very slick. It's easy to work with. I didn't find it as dense as the vegetal base, which is unusual. Generally the tallow based formulas are denser and a bit heavier and things, but that was actually a lot lighter. In fact, very reminiscent of a Mitchell's Wool Fat type lather. Light but not very airy. It looked dense enough, it was dense enough. The post shave's starting to shine now. It's starting to really give me that nice feel, that sort of satin feel, that silky feel on your skin. But I am going to finish off now with a squirt of Australian Private Reserve Essentials Restoration Peptide Concentrate Serum. One squirt on wet hands, and here we go. This stuff has really surprised me. From way back when I started using it, and I used it the first time and I put 2 squirts on, I felt a bit sticky and a little bit heavy, to moving on to this wet hands and 1 squirt technique. You might not be getting the same amount of stuff into your skin, but it works perfectly for me, and it makes the bottle last longer as well, which is great. Not great if you're selling the stuff, but at 50 bucks a bottle, it's still not super cheap, but it goes a long way, to be fair, if you use it that way. And I'm very happy with that. I wasn't expecting as good a shave, to be honest. I think if I was a bit more careful here and right there on my last strokes, I think I would have got through that weeper free pretty much. The Shave Mac 26mm unique silver tip. This is a brilliant brush, really nice knot, handmade in Germany, and it's just stunning. It really is. I think I picked up from Tom Harrington over in is it Tom Harrington? Can't remember. Tom, that wasn't Tom Harrington, it was Tom Story, I think, over in the UK. The WECK MedPrep Sexto Blade, made for the US military, I believe. That is their label for the medical section. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love how tight this is. It's lovely and tight, held well. It's just solid built. It's beautifully machined and made, or however it was done back then. It's spotless, really. There's a few very fine hairline scratching on it, but you can hardly see them, especially with my shitty eyes. I wasn't expecting all this here, all of that there, to be solid steel, all the way right down to the grip part. It's just solid, it's heavy, it's quality built, and it works very well. And I think with a bit of practice and a little bit of patience and getting used to the grip of it, because I'm not used to that short time, I think it's going to be a cracking razor. And that blade, as far as I'm aware, the Kismet blades are even better, but that's a really nice straight razor feeling blade. This bad boy didn't even get a look in today. I was actually looking forward to using it, if I'm honest, but yeah, happy days. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.